Kit, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So we're on stage here at the Vaudeville Theatre in London. There's some serious 70s action going on here.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Not least my moustache.
Well, I was going to say.
The play's set in 1979.
Who do you think's gonna go and see a film like that?
It's not a film, it's a movie. There's a big difference. That's something Saul told me.
Oh, he did?
They're two brothers in their mother's house just outside of LA, but polar opposites as people. Austin, the character I play, is a very sort of uptight, neurotic screenwriter.
Oh, so you got real intimate with old Saul, huh? He started pouring forth his vast knowledge of cinema.
And Lee, Johnny Flynn's character, is a drifter and a wastrel.
Yeah, I about had it with the insults, buddy.
So this story, True West, there's a lot of violence.
Yeah.
What's that been like to rehearse and to perform?
Oh, it's fun. I love a fight scene. I love a fight scene.
You've done a few in your time.
Done a few, yeah. You have this thing where they get thrown across stage, where he has a golf club which he kind of stops at my face there, which gets a nice sort of reaction from the audience.
You must have done something, threatened him or something. Now, what did you do, Lee?
I convinced him!
How does it compare, performing on stage in front of a live audience, to making a massive TV show like Game of Thrones?
You know, I think people think that's the sort of glamorous bit. I find this the glamorous bit. My job is to come in and play to a West End audience every night. That, for me, is quite glamorous, whereas Thrones or filming is quite often outside in some foreign country, away from all your mates, in a muddy field. It'd be wrong to say that a Thrones crowd don't know anything about theatre, but there will be a large part of our audiences that don't necessarily go and see plays. You do certainly feel there's a sense of energy and youth in our audiences, and maybe that's from Thrones.
You've obviously filmed the last series of Game of Thrones going out in the new year. I mean, what was it like when they said cut for the last time on your final scene?
I burst into tears. You know, it's a weird thing. I'm not sad about it ending. I just feel very joyous about it ending and having completed it. But it doesn't make it any less emotional.
And the first pilot of Game of Thrones was described by its producers as a disaster. What did you make of it when you first made it?
I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm in a TV show. I had no idea whether it was going to be big or a success or anything. And apparently it was a disaster. I still haven't seen it. They blackmail me every now and again with threatening that they'll release bits on YouTube, because apparently it was terrible and I had this awful wig. But no, sometimes with great with things that end up being huge successes, they start with huge failures.
And the fact it is such a global phenomenon, I mean, are there any countries you can go to where you don't get recognised?
Not that I've found, although this is helping. You know, I'm now, you know, I get recognised a lot less now. I've got less hair and less fur on my face.
To get to the moustache, it was quite easy for you because you could just remove beard.
Just took off that.
Yeah, rather than
simple.
growing up from nothing.
Yeah, simple.
And your ancestry is fascinating. Robert Catesby on your mother's side, leader of the Gunpowder Plot.
Mm-hmm.
On your father's side, direct ancestor, John Harington, a courtier in Parliament at the time. That is Game of Thrones-esque almost, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
And John Harington invented the flushing toilet as well.
He did, yes, the John.
Are you more proud of that?
He might have been a real... I don't know. I have no personal feelings about John Harington and the flushing toilet. Anyone's family history is fascinating. If you look back far enough, you'll find all sorts of stories.